the game. But after that,
he didn't play the field.
He didn't play the field for 9 innings.
Listen. He hasn't played the field all season. He personally will tell you he's not so confident with his glove. He doesn't feel so comfortable. He's a first baseman. He doesn't feel so comfortable playing there in the league. We put him at short center for a couple of times. He made a couple of errors. Okay. He's not so comfortable playing the field, and it's totally accepted. Wait, let me finish. That being said, before I go into saying what my captain did wrong, I complimented the kid after for taking it like a champ.
Putting his socks on?
Yeah, but you know what? He stood there, he rah-rahed the team, and he was very, very supportive. This week, he's in the lineup.
Can I ask you a question? How is he possibly in the lineup, a rookie, against Nathan and not against Pete? Now, just make my point here. I'm looking at your lineup here. You have a very good lineup. But after 6, 7, 8, 9, this guy can get some at-bats here. Joey Levy is a good at-bat, a good leadoff guy. Gets on base. But you know what? He's better defensively. And to give him a at-bat there with Joey Levy, there's nothing wrong with that.
He should have.
Regev. I never heard of this kid before. The kid's got 5 at-bats.
That's the other rookie.
How are you not rotating with him? That doesn't make any sense.
Eddie Regev. He's the catcher. So what happened, let me tell you what happened. The initial of the season was this guy Eddie Regev was going to play. And we shouldn't be harping too much time on this. But Eddie Regev was supposed to be catching the whole time. He said, I want to catch. I want to catch. I don't care if I don't bat. I want to catch. I'm the catcher. No problem. Towards the end of the season, he wasn't getting in a good flow with Pete. And he was knocking Pete out of his flow. And Pete requested to change the catcher.
To who?
To Schoenholt or me or whoever. So now Regev is not going to be catching. We have to get him some at bats.
So you like this kid getting at bats?
They're both good. Dweck has been struggling a little bit towards the end of the season. He had a couple of weeks where he went over. This week, they will both be in the lineup. Okay. Isaac Dweck is in the lineup. I already spoke to Zul. The lineup is already set. Dweck is in the lineup for Game 1, and then he's going to be pinch running in Game 2.
To finish up this game and this topic, as a commissioner, is any rule in place, or once playoff time comes along, it's, captains have to go here, whatever they say goes, whatever it takes to win. Because I know in the regular season there's some sort of rule, you got to get the guys involved.
We always want to try and keep everyone involved, but we're not a Pee Wee league here. If the guys can't cut it, they can't cut it.
Okay.
Listen,
it's the captain's discretion. You want to try and keep everyone happy.
I was just surprised. I saw him play one week. Good or bad, it doesn't make a difference. To see, in my opinion, the name of the league in the first 3 weeks, oh, this kid's great, and now he's not playing.
He's a very good bat, and he's been struggling for the last couple of weeks. Zul was very hesitant to put him in.
He should have
in a one-game. You're right. With a one-game elimination, Zul apologized to him, and he realized he made a mistake. After he submitted his lineup, he said, "Shit, I made a mistake here. I have a problem." So,
all right, let's move it along.
That's it. But now let's get where it really matters. There's a matchup here that everybody's waiting for.
We'll get to that after. Let's go through the other game on Sunday. Steve, I'll let you start us off.
All right. Aidco Management, the 2 seed, Coach Corner, the 3 seed. Let me just start by saying Aidco came into the game tight. Myself included, I came all hyped up and pumped. It didn't react well on our team. Guys were nervous, and it showed in the first inning. Routine ground ball to short. We had an error on the catch at second base. We had to rotate out a second baseman.
A.B. Bitesh was hurt, so we had some subs filling in. And
listen, if I made a bad throw, it's on me. But it turns out it was a tough, tough luck for our team. It would have been a routine play for anybody else. It is what it is. It opened up the floodgates early on. Gave them the early and very important first run of the game. And then it didn't stop from there. They got a couple of runs, building on a 6-0 lead before we looked back. Malice in a groove. We were about 4th or 5th inning. Sammy Estes had a big shot in late in the game. I forgot what inning it was, bringing us 3 RBIs.
2 RBIs.
We ended up cutting the lead to 6-4. But honestly, the game really wasn't ever in doubt. For their team, Salim shined. He started off with a couple of good pitches by A.B. Cohen. He just smoked him. Early triple in the first inning, and really, I don't think he made out that first game. If he did, it was in hard out. That's pretty much the story of Game 1. Honestly, we regrouped. Game 2, the other team, Sammy made a point to say, was a little bit on the happy side, taking some interviews, being loose, which is fine. That's the way they are. and our guys were a little more focused. And I think we showed it right away. First inning, we didn't have 11-3 record for nothing, and we took a 3-0 lead in the first.
You took a 3-0 lead on the first. That was really the only point in your game that I was able to watch and catch. They got to do something at short. What do you think? My reason is because it was bases loaded. Because they had bases loaded, no outs for Joe S. Joe S popped up to the catcher, which, first of all, is something.
This was the first inning. This was the
first inning.
It was
First inning
of
game 2.
Okay.
Bases loaded, so we got Joe S, the captain, or not the captain, or whatever you want to call it, popped up to the catcher. Playoff time,
bases
Joe
loaded.
hit the ball hard most of the day. Joe hit the ball hard most of the day. That was just so
Okay.
step back.
Okay, so I got his word. The next guy hits a ground ball. I thought it was routine. I thought it was an easy play, and you can call in and argue if you'd like. The number tonight is 347-462-9373. It's a ground ball to the shortstop.
Say it again, the number?
347-462-9373. And the ball went right by Sammy's suitcase. Runner on third scored, and it cleared the bases for a bases clearing double.
Right.
You were very aggressive on the base pads, which I loved to see. And you scored also 3-0 game on a routine ground ball that should have costed 1.
It's very hard to do a show mid-series. And honestly, Sammy had a couple of good plays at short and a couple of tough plays. I have no opinion whatsoever. Whatever they want to do at short is their opinion. They don't have a true shortstop, and they've been fine. They don't have a true center fielder.
I don't think
Chad stepped up.
Have they been fine? 7-7 is fine.
They beat 11-3 2-seed in the first game. I made a statement. They're doing something right.
I'm not saying that they're not doing anything right. With somebody like Salim leading you, going 3 for 4 in game 1, okay. But I'm saying everybody's going to have to... The ball's going to find everybody at some point, at some time in the game, to find the shortstop.
I think the shortstop is not the problem on the team. And now I know there's rumblings, should Sammy be playing short? That's not the problem. They had a couple of tough plays.
It wasn't only Sammy. They had a couple.
It seemed the truth is there were a lot of errors on both teams. Both teams had a bunch. It was not a clean day for either team.
Very surprising for a first round playoff match.
I think the nerves really hit a lot of the guys. It was intense. Everyone was into it. It was. The playoff atmosphere was great yesterday. And it was funny, before the game, you had someone from a different league come over to us, say, listen, we need help. Could someone come sub for us? And everyone was just so focused on getting their practice reps in. Sorry, can't do it. We're all focused and they were ready. And it was great to see everyone came to play. A couple bad plays in the field. You can't kill a guy, and I don't think I would make a change this late. Going into game 7, you're going to make a change now?
This is game 7. This is our version of game 7.
Now let me ask you. It goes into... I'm going to give you my opinion. If game 3 was played on Sunday, I think the advantage goes to A.B. Cohen. Personally.
Oh, you mean right after?
Right after. If you play 3 games in one day, out of all the pitchers in a game 3, who would I want in that game 3? Yes, Nathan's one of the best pitcher in the league right now, and I'll say that. But if a game 3 in one day, the number 1 guy that I would want on my team, pitching, for me, A.B. Cohen. The guy's got he finds an extra something.
Right.
2007, I was on the Average Joe's my rookie year. Quick point, we were hands down the best team in the league, 11-2 record, something like that. We're dominating. Ike Mavor led the way, and came down to a wild card type of team in A.B. Cohen in a game 3 matchup, out-dueling Ike Mavor, and that'll always stick in my mind. My rookie year, the ring should have been on my finger. And A.B. pretty much stole it, and that's how I met A.B. Cohen.
He has something in his game 3s that it's just an extra fire and an extra drive.
Is it game 3s or is it game 3s the same day?
It's the game 3s that same day, I think. It gives him that extra push. The adrenaline is rushing, and he gets to that level a little bit quicker than anybody else.
He knows how to pace himself, and he knows how to use everything he's got for the game. So basically, if we would have said game 3 at the end of the game, let's just play a third one, he would have been burnt out because he knows what he has in the tank and he uses it accordingly.
So the question is, how come? Why isn't the game 3 on the same day?
I think in years past we always had people complaining about playing 3 games in one day. It's the pitchers especially just saying it's too much for their arms. And who wants to play the most important game of the season when guys are tired? So we set the schedule.
So now let me ask you. So now, what did